what's happening culturally in Europe, what's their
sad.
crackdowns on free speech. They just look
sad.
less and less like we do.
Yeah.
And there's a real question about whether there's a massive shift happening now in terms of world alliances long term.
Well, there's definitely, I think, a new world order. I think the president has sought to it. There's a new world order in trade. There's a new world order in globalization and the way that we invest in our economy versus, foreign supply chains. There's a new world order, and that the president is willing to shake up some old alliance structures. I mean, NATO, I think, is much different because of the president's leadership than it was 10 years ago. It was sort of coasting. It was effectively a protectorate of the United States of America. Obviously, you saw what happened in Venezuela. So, yeah, the president is putting his stamp on world history, but fundamentally in an America First way.
As you heard from the opening clip, J.D. Vance is bragging about the new world order. And again, this isn't the first time that one of these politicians have talked about the new world order recently out in the open, out in the public for everybody to hear. And even like you see on the screen right here, Trump stirs talk of new world order as leaders signal shifting global alliances. And that's not all. You will see different articles mentioning this thing that was once deemed a conspiracy theory, this thing that was once deemed something that if you mentioned it, people would view you as a Looney Tune, a loony bin. All of these people are now out in the open talking about it because these people are prideful, these people are arrogant, and they are about themselves. They are about being as prideful as possible because they don't care, because they are pushing their agendas. And that's what all of this boils down to at the end of the day. This is why you have more and more of these politicians and famous people and stuff like that talking about stuff like this, because they are putting their final pieces of the puzzle together for their new world order. Believe them when they tell you. They aren't just mentioning this just to mention it. They aren't just bringing up this term new world order for no reason. They know exactly what they are doing. They know exactly what they are trying to accomplish. And it's not good. They want to establish a police state. They want to establish a one world order. They want to establish a one world currency. They want you to own nothing and be happy. They want AI to take over pretty much everything. They want mass spying everywhere. Whatever you do, wherever you go, whatever you say, they want to spy on you. This is what these people want. And make no mistake about it, they are already spying on us. They are. But they want to ramp it up even more. Case in point, look over in China as an example. And even right here, look at this. Even more new world order talk right here. And in the past, The Economist magazine even had this right here. The Don's New World Order. So they are telling you exactly what they want to do. They are telling you exactly what they want to accomplish. And again, it's by no coincidence that all of these politicians, these world leaders, these actors, whatever you want to call them, have mentioned this term, New World Order.
And I believe the progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order.
But where is the line of leaders who are ready to act? Act now, on land, in the air, at the sea, to build a new global order. You can't build the new world order out of words.
So again, believe them when they tell you. That's just two examples of this. These people aren't just saying this just to say this. They want this to happen. They want order out of chaos. They want to establish their new world order system. These people have dreamed about this for quite some time, and they are stopping at nothing in order to make this a possibility, because these people are truly madmen. They don't care about you or me at all. They don't. All they care about is total domination. Trump's part of the club. Biden's part of the club. All of these politicians on either side are part of the club. Kamala, it doesn't matter. All of these people, Elon's part of the club. It doesn't matter. They are all part of the same club. They are all part of the same agenda. They are all part of the same script. And it involves us owning nothing. And it involves the true and total AI takeover. This is why you have Donald Trump continuing to push the idea of AI being a good thing, because, again, believe them when they tell you. They're going to make it seem as good as possible, saying, oh, you know, AI is a good thing. It's going to create more jobs. You know, Trump's even went on record plenty of times talking about how AI is such a good thing and everything else.
Some bad too.
Well, it's killing a lot of jobs. And what do you say to Americans who are going to lose their jobs to AI?
It's going to create a lot of jobs.
But right now it's taking jobs in a lot of ways. It's taking jobs at companies like Amazon. What would you say to those Americans?
But it hasn't really started. You know, these major plants haven't even been built. What you're going to
No, but Mr. President, AI has already started to take jobs because the technology is there.
So we have, it's just announced, more jobs right now occupied in the United States of America than at any time during its existence, 250 years. There are more people working today than at any time in the history of our country. Pretty good stat. That kills that question.
Yeah, we have to look it up.
That's a good answer. That kills that question.
Mr. President, there's widespread concern that AI is going to wipe out a lot of jobs, manufacturing jobs.
They said the internet was going to do, everything was going to do, robots are going to kill jobs, everything's going to kill jobs, and you end up, if you're smart, doing great.
Okay, you are close with Yellis.
Yeah, there you have it again. I'm talking about how AI is such a good thing, it's going to create jobs and everything else. Really? Well, this article was from 2025, just last year. Amazon laying off about 14,000 corporate workers as it invests more in AI. And Elon has already came out in the past and talked about how in the future, humans aren't going to be needed for most things because of AI. So you have Trump with this doublespeak talking about, AI is a good thing. It's going to create more jobs. But then you see for yourselves what is really happening, what is really going on. And again, this is all part of their agenda. This is all part of their new world order. This is all part of their golden age, whatever you want to call it. This is what this is about. These people have dreamed about this for years. And now we are seeing the final pieces of their puzzle. And that's not all, because even recently, Bill Gates had an interview. Yeah, you know, Bill Gates, how loving, how kind. And he talked about how he wants to spy on pretty much everybody to prevent certain things.
So you think something like COVID could have been prevented?
No, absolutely. The tools we have now, diagnostic tools, would have stopped it from being a global epidemic. You know, the corollary of how important the money is that when it's reduced, it has tragic effects.
Do you have an idea, or can you give an estimation to what that's costing in lives or in health or in well-being of people around the world?
At the turn of the century, over 10 million children under 5 died every year. We cut that in half by 2024. Sadly, because of the interruptions, that number went up by several 100,000 last year. So that's, you know, we've gone from the greatest decline to an increase. So there are already hundreds of thousands of deaths from the money being cut off.
What then is the next step to preventing something like that from happening again? Is it as simple as people spending more money, or is there some other focus that has to be the focus of the world?
Well, you have to do constant surveillance, including things like sewage surveillance or taking people who have respiratory infection and making sure you know what it is. So we understand far better how to do diagnosis. We know what to look for. The world hasn't come together yet to create that surveillance system. When it does break out, we need to come up with drugs and vaccines very quickly. We have some great technology for that. That could have been worse. That is, the death rate from that pandemic, was about 1%, higher in the elder and much lower in the younger. The next pandemic that'll come sometime could be worse.
And just like you've seen from that clip, he wants to spy on everybody to quote unquote prevent certain things. He wants this global system installed. Again, believe them when they tell you. This is all going according to their script. This is all going according to their playbook. This is all going according to their plan because, again, they want to establish a new world order. And something else I find funny, this should show and tell you all that you need to know with them being in the club. RFK Jr. shared this photo of him and Kid Rock, and look what floor they are standing on. Oh, yeah. It's not a green floor. It's not a blue floor. No, it just so happens to be the black and white checkerboard pattern floor. Yeah. Yep. Right there for everybody to see. Because, again, as I've stated, it's one big club. You're not in it. I'm not in it. I have no desire to be in this club. These people are all one and the same. These people are all part of the same club. As always, I thank you for taking time out of your day to watch another edition of The Truth Zone. You know the drill. Please like, share, comment, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. And I thank you for your continued prayers and your continued support. And this is Truth Seeker signing out.